Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Rave Show. Have you seen us before? If this is the first time you tuned in, this is the show that goes deep into the heart of rave and the history of dance like no other documentary has done before. So grab your glow sticks and let's go. Roll titles. But this week we're going to be looking at the very root of the dance scene, the very thing that defines it, that is the beat. It was said that there was a law passed in the 1990s where that predominantly people at night listening to a repetitive beat was a law that was forbidden for actual ravers to actually listen to a repetitive beat. And by that notion, then wouldn't Queen's We Will Rock You come under that? It's got the same repetitive beat. So anyway, on the show tonight, as I say, it's all about the beats, and there's many of them. As you know, from 89 to 92, 93, it totally changed completely. And we'll be looking back at what actually made them things. So first of all, I'd like to apologise for the last video and part of this video. As you might know, that most of my videos go on Facebook, not YouTube. I don't like the politics of YouTube, can't really stand it, but because of the politics of Facebook with content, it was just impossible to put it on there, I'm afraid. The first drum scenes came about in the 50s, and they were very basic. It wasn't until the 70s and the 80s where you had big names like Korg and Roland, especially with the TR-909, which we'll look at in a minute, and the 707. Although today we can make beats easily with the computers, it was very different in the early 90s. This is digital. But back then, that used analog. The first drum scenes came out in the 50s, but were very basic. In the 60s, the tech changed. It was a solid state transistor with rhythm presets, integrating machines with sound. These were the basic preset for the rhythm format. Kraftwerk used the same in the 70s. The drum machine could also play sounds like kick, snare, hats and all, but was strictly programmed to foxtrot or waltz. The actual programmable machine came in 1974 and it allowed the users to save drum patterns, which was still synthesized sounds. But the TR-808 would be the most successful important drum machine of all time because it's integral to beat-based music styles. Even Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance With Somebody, uses it. The 80s hip-hop would be the first to use it. In the 1980s, the sample-based drum machine, the LM1, was first used. Digital analog brought us the follow-up to the 808, which was the 909, but failed to sell and found itself in pawn shops in Detroit and Chicago. These early house musicians would pick them up very cheap and start using them. This is the part where we're going to see that in action. Today it's quite easy to replicate those sounds just on a keyboard using a DAW, which is basically a computer studio. These are just presets, which is from the Roland TR-909. Now in a pattern, just like the old drum machines, they would sound something like this. With the drum machine that you'll see in a minute, they could change the pattern simply like that. adding more to it. They can do whatever they want with it. They were programmable machines. And then we come to the more sampled sounds. So that is a direct preset from the Roland TR-707, which we'll be looking at next. So this is how easy it is today to replicate that sound, but back in 1990s computers could hardly play music, never mind play a beat.
Okay, so in this video we're using a Roland TR-909 and a Roland TR-727 and this little M-Audio Keystation Mini 32 to play instruments. But the bulk of the video is about these two machines and the patterns we can create with them. The first pattern I wanted to show is a classic house sound of the 90s with the added congas, and it goes something like this. And I have the TR-909 synced to the TR-727, with the TR-909 being the master and the 727 the slave. This is the beat. And as you can see, it's got real drums and congas. If you mute the congas, this is the beat from the 909. If you mute the 909, this is the beat from the congas and shakers. Cabasa. When you put them together, you got that beat. And also you can play some house piano. Typically it was the Korg M1. This is just the piano of the DAW. It's pretty similar to the Korg M1 piano. So you get patterns like this. Let's take a look at how to make these patterns. Okay, first thing, we're going to mute the 727 and only focus on the 909 for today, for now. And let's erase the pattern first. So clear pattern. Now we got a blank pattern. Now really the main thing you need to remember when composing house or techno beats, the 4 on the floor is really 1, 5, 9 and 13. Those are the strong beats of the measure, and so let's program those with the bass drum. Let's start the sequencer. Let's put it on 1, 5, 9 and 13. Also and then on for the hi-hats you can do pretty much whatever you want, but the common thing is to do the open hi-hat on 3, 7, 11 and 15. So let's do that. Also, if you want, you can put the close hi-hat. And perhaps a clap on 5 and 13. Now you got the basic house beat.
So that's one way. So thanks to the innovations by many artists, we come to another kind of beat. This one is the sample beat, and this is used by many artists in tunes that we know, such as Zero B's Lock Up and more.
I'd like to talk about drums, or rather about a particular drum beat. I'm sure you've heard it dozens of times before. It's a ubiquitous piece of the pop culture soundscape. It's been used as a rhythmic backdrop in everything from late 80s gangster rap to corporate America's recycling hip-hop forms to sell things like Jeeps and blue jeans to suburban America. In fact, just last week I saw a TV commercial for a pharmaceutical company where this drum beat was used to promote some sort of purple pill. It's been used so much, I might argue it's now entered into the collective audio unconscious, and did so about 3 or 4 years ago. It's been somewhat glossed over now, but it has quite a history to it. This particular drum beat, or rather this break beat as it is more accurately called, or even more simply just break, well, this particular break is called the Amen break. Here's what it sounds like. Here, I'll play it again. Now this break, despite its popularity and use over the last decade or so in contemporary culture, dates back almost 40 years. The Amen break is a small piece of, and gets its name from, a song released in 1969 titled Amen Brother. Amen Brother was recorded by a funk and soul band who called themselves the Winstons. Amen Brother is the B-side of a single released by the Winstons titled Color Him Father. Color Him Father went on to win a Grammy Award for the band, becoming one of the top 100 hits of 1969. It's probably the track for which the band is best known. However, it's the B-side, Amen Brother, that has that classic drum breakdown right in the middle of the song, which makes it perfect for sampling. Here it is again, with more of the rest of the track included to give it context. So, Amen Brother was recorded, it was released, it was played, it came and went.
A quick word for the sponsor, which is Sing Kings, with their 2 albums now. Syncology, which is more of a commercial but dance-orientated album with multi-genre tracks. Reggae, R&B, house, dance, you name it, it's on there. Also, Danceology, which is a new album just come out, which has all new dance music on it. Great album, so go check it out. It's in all good media stores right now. That is the Sing Kings, Syncology, Syncology Deluxe, or Syncology Danceology. So we've seen 2 most important methods and what is still about within dance today. This is the history of the beat of dance music as we know it, and is the cornerstone of dance. From 1990 to 1992, the rapid evolvement of rave was like no other genre seen before. That's where you had the 2 different types of beats. The process beats with the drum machine, and then the sample beats, as we get to here in 91, 92. So, that's nearly it. So we've covered the first part of the rave scene, the beats. Next time, we're going looking at the next part, which is the bass line. As a Shallyd's raver, I used to love being by the speakers and letting that B line just vibrate through your body. Enough about my stories. I want to hear from you. Tell me what you think. Tell me what stories are important to you. In fact, you can leave comments on anything you want. Anything you ask, we'll try and find out for you. So I hope that clears up that part of the history of house. So come to the end of the show. It's now time to give respect where due to you, the raving crew, for keeping it alive, the old school. Thanks to ravemusic90s.com.
Rave, 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 rave.